This forecast is powered by Comfort Now, comprehensive heating and cooling solutions for Atlantic and Gateway counties.
All right, it's Friday. Who's excited out there? Raise your hand up high. Maybe you're doing like your Friday jig and you're all excited and pumped up for the weekend. And look, yeah, I'm excited for the weekend. It's a time to sit back and relax. Most of us want to get outside. You know, it's that time of the year where we want to take advantage of sun and warm temperatures and all that kind of stuff. Well, good news and bad news. Good news is we have that today. It's going to be a picture-perfect day. Temperatures up near 50 degrees. It's going to be a calm day, bright, and anything good that you can say about today, it's going to be. Tomorrow, we take a 180-degree shift in the opposite direction. And by that, I mean we have heavy rain coming in. Strong winds are going to be picking up later on in the morning and into the afternoon, into Sunday even. And we're looking at potentially a little snow. Now, don't get all excited about it. You know, I'm a huge snow lover here, obviously. But if this looked to be any kind of big deal, I would certainly let you know. And I do not see that happening right now. I think a little snow is possible, sure, but the chances are going to increase the farther north and west you go, especially west of Philadelphia. And I'm going to break down the reasoning behind why I think the way I do. Yesterday, I'm observing a whole lot of people, a lot of articles out there. And no, not from the Philly TV stations. I know most of the meteorologists there. We're friends. You know, we know each other. Most of them are great. And I think every station, from what I've seen, I don't really watch the news, as ironic as that sounds. But from what I've seen on social media posts and whatnot, they've handled this very, very well. It's these digital outlets that are just writing nonsense. They don't check with actual experts before putting out this stuff. Yesterday, I saw one headline that said, major bomb cyclone looming over New Jersey this weekend. Well, first of all, it just doesn't make sense in a grammar standpoint, okay? It said, is looming over New Jersey this weekend. I don't know what that means. You can't use a present tense for the future, all right? But second, bomb cyclone, I hate that term. Like, I wish we could just expunge it out of existence. It's needless. The root words, okay, bomb cyclone. Bomb is short for bombogenesis, which is a rapid intensification for a low, and that happens literally all the time. As lows climb in latitude, they get stronger, okay? It's just basic science. And cyclone isn't anything scary. It's simply an area of low pressure. So why can't we just get back to calling them what they are? Nor'easters, okay? That's what it is. I kind of feel offended. I'm going to shed a single tear. Nobody wants to say nor'easter anymore. Everything has to be explosive and, dynamic and scary and all that kind of stuff. I just wish we could get back to basics and back to the facts here. Anybody that suggests that this is going to be a major storm for us is selling you a bunch of malarkey. It's just rain, wind, and a little snow. Guess what? We're going to wake up on Sunday and be absolutely fine. We're all going to be here. In fact, the wind from it isn't even going to be nearly as bad as some of the storms we've seen this season. Still gusts over 40 or 50 miles an hour possible out of the northwest, and there's no tidal flooding concerns, okay? So if you're watching at the beaches, you don't have anything to worry about out of this. It's going to be rain and wind and maybe a little snow, and we'll break all that down in just a moment. But I wanted to get on my soapbox this morning and talk about some of the nonsense that is out there circulating through the interwebs. Good morning, Rochelle and Linda and Susan and Barbara and Renee. Good morning, Patricia and Amanda and Debbie is here. Courtney, Cheryl, Taisha, Teresa, and somebody is celebrating their birthday on Sunday. Okay, happy birthday to anybody celebrating their birthday on Sunday. I promised we would sing happy birthday to you. I think it was Teresa. So somebody let me know if that is true, because I want to sing happy birthday before we... Okay, there we go. Okay, yes, I thought so. Are you ready? I want everybody to join in. Truth be told, I stole the Applebee's song, but it's catchy. Okay, ready? So this is going out to Teresa Ann. Happy birthday from Nor'easter Nick and fans to you. I wish it was my birthday so I could party too. Hey, happy 22nd birthday. All right, we're going to go with that. At least Sunday is going to be much better than Saturday, that's for sure. My birthday is Sunday as well, Renee says. Well, happy birthday to you. Good morning, William. I saw a message here from Zach. I'm trying to find that. AccuWeather, not Channel 6. Right. We have to make that distinction. AccuWeather and Channel 6 are not the same thing. They have a partnership with AccuWeather, but their meteorologists, say their own thing. It's not like the app is not Channel 6. I know Cecily and Adam well, and they are good people. But yeah, the app said could reach bomb cyclone status. I've been doing this a long time. I have no idea what that means. But yes, the storm is going to be strong. Sure. It is going to be strong. We're going to get walloped. It's not going to be a nice day. So I don't want you thinking that at all. So it's not like you're going to be able to go out and party. This storm is happening. It's just not going to be as intense as those outlets would have you believe. All right, let's talk about our national days here and pull this up. And we are celebrating today Worship of Tools Day. That's a new one. I've never heard that before. National Promposal Day. It is World Plumbing Day. It is Middle Name Pride Day. My middle name is Anthony. For anybody, I was actually born Nicholas Anthony Mangano. I know, it sounds like I'm straight out of South Philly. I changed my name to Pittman because my grandmother raised me. I'm half Jewish and half Italian. It is National Oatmeal Nut Waffles Day, National Funeral Director and Mortician Recognition Day. It's 311 Day, and it's National No Code Day. So I guess we can't walk around using code language for anything, I suppose. That's a thing, right? I mean, there's still I went to a spy museum a few months back, and I found that very, very fascinating. All right, let's take a look at our Inn at Sugar Hill camera, which I will be here tomorrow night, having dinner with a good friend of mine, two good friends of mine, but Detective Russell from the Hamilton Police Department. If you're here, can't wait for tomorrow. Anyway, and since I brought his name up, we're connected to the PBA 77 mainland golf tournament, which we're going to be talking more about that next week. Every day we're going to talk about that. We want people to come out and challenge me for this hole that we have set up. Maybe you can get a hole in one, and maybe you'll win a prize. I don't know. But beautiful here. Sunny skies. We have a light breeze at the moment, 27 degrees. It is on the colder side, dew point of 26, and a wind at 0. So it is calm, and that's why we had a few areas of patchy fog earlier on. 37 in Philly, 27 in Atlantic City, 36 in Richmond, 20 in Chicago. Okay, so here's the front. Here is that massive cold air punching in behind the front. And North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, that is very cold up there. We will start to get in on those colder temperatures by tomorrow night. And with the winds, it is going to be absolutely wicked out there. And I just realized my tie isn't straight. Nobody told me. Hey, there's 100,000 of you. You're supposed to tell me when my tie isn't straight. Ugh. 31 in Bensalem, 30 in Trenton, 30 in Medford, 29 in Chemung, 26 in Hamilton, 34 in Media, 33 in Wilmington. Getting down into Cumberland County, we're 29 in Vineland, 28 in Millville, 23 in Dennisville, and then warmer in Stone Harbor, 36, which I'm hosting their Stone Harbor Shiver next Saturday, a week from tomorrow. Looking forward to that. So come out and jump in the Atlantic Ocean with me. 36 in Barnegat, 32 in Asbury Park with a light breeze off of the ocean. So no issues out there. It's bright. It's on the cold side shore. And over the next few hours, we will start to warm into the 40s and after school near 60 degrees. Nothing going on Doppler radar right now. We got to zoom all the way out to see where our system is coming together. Okay, so here's our front. And then here's an area of low pressure down here over the panhandle of Florida. These two things are going to come together and give us our storm for tomorrow. So the two pieces exist. They are there on the map. We just got to get them to interact. Today's the calm before the storm. We're talking heavy rain by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, and then sometime 11, 12, 1 o'clock, we still got to get the timing of that down, we are going to see a flip to snow. And I think that does happen. But there are issues with that whole idea, and I'll talk about that in a second. There could be minor accumulations. Obviously, the farther north and west you go, those accumulation chances are going to tick up. So right around Philadelphia, southeast Pennsylvania, some of you could be in for maybe 1, 2, 3 inches of snow, and that's going to be mainly on the grass and the cold surfaces and whatnot. Towards the shore, I put a map together. I have generally Hamilton southeast under 1 inch of snow. I'm allowing for the potential for that precipitation to fall at a quicker pace and overcome the obstacles. Just honestly, between you and me, it's a CYA, because I've been doing this for a long time. I've seen these systems fall apart, and I really think we're going to head in that direction. I'm leaning on the lower end here, but every now and then there is a situation where it can meet its full potential. The European model this morning painting 3 to 6 inches of snow. And that is something that has been doing for the past couple of days. It's been very consistent. I just think it's wrong. And any model forecast that is out there right now, not taking into consideration where when that transition happens, your temperatures are still going to be falling through the 30s. So it's going to be a heavy, wet snow. That doesn't accumulate very well. So you look at the model output and you automatically cut those totals in half. So if the Euro is laying down 3 to 6 inches of snow, the high end I would think 1 to 3, and that would get down into the Hamilton area. That's just one model. Nearly everything else has those accumulations. The Philly metro area points north and west. Currently, we have a winter storm watch in effect for Reading, Lancaster, Allentown, Lancaster County here, Delaware County, Chester County, not included in that yet, but I wouldn't be surprised. This is probably the most likely scenario where you go to a winter storm warning where there's a watch here, and I could see an advisory being issued for southeast Pennsylvania, Camden, Gloucester, Salem counties, northern Delaware as well. So we might check back a little later and see this highlighted in a purple shade. All right, because that would cover for minor accumulations. You need over 3 inches of snow to get in on these, and you need like 6 inches for the winter storm warning. But northern Pennsylvania, the Pocono Mountains, you're going to get walloped, and you haven't had a whole lot of snow this winter season, so it's good to see folks up there getting in on it. 35 inches of snow at the airport in Egg Harbor Township, so I think South Jersey has had its fair share, and this is not going to be a major storm for South Jersey, all right? It's going to be to the north and west. So let's time this out for you. Sunny skies today, no issues. Here comes the cold front, and look at the track of the low pressure system. If this were starting out 50 miles farther east of where this is modeled, sure, I could see some interesting things happening on Saturday. But if it tracks across Delmarva into South Jersey as it's expected, into New England, the thing that we are relying on is the cold air rushing in behind this system and flipping the rain over to snow. We call this situation anafrontal, and anafrontal systems rarely ever work out for us because it is solely dependent on how quickly that cold air can come down. Now, it's not impossible. The reason why I am putting stock in the fact that it will snow, and I'm fairly certain of that, is that this is going to be rapidly intensifying. You know, that term that I hate to use, bomb cyclone, bombogenesis. It's getting really strong, really fast. By the time it's up over, say, Long Island, it's probably sub 980 millibars. So that allows for rapid cooling. And the winds are really going to come in from the north and west, and that's going to transport some of that cold air down to the surface. So there is a chance, yes. Here we go. This is 9 o'clock in the morning. Rain snow line just west of I-95, snowing pretty good through eastern Pennsylvania, maybe even Washington and Baltimore getting in on some snow that could potentially stick. and then the precipitation lightens up as that main event pulls away up into New England. So this is the GFS model, okay? I want to show you a different model that is going to pinpoint it hour by hour, so stay tuned for that in just a moment. This is the most likely scenario. I showed you the model, now I'm showing you my forecast. Two different things. Here comes the low, going over Delmarva and then going up into Boston. So in the green is where you see mostly rain. And it doesn't mean that you couldn't see a quick burst of snow for an hour or two, even in the areas that are green. Right along I-95, that is where we have that battle zone. Baltimore, Washington, Wilmington, Philadelphia, Trenton, all the way into New York City. This is where some snow is possible, but it's really nothing to write home about. Lancaster, Harrisburg, you get into central Pennsylvania, northeast Pennsylvania, this is where you're likely going to be seeing heavy snow and accumulating snow. Higher elevation means a greater likelihood. All right, now let's break it down hour by hour. No issues out there right now. We've got partly to mostly sunny skies all day long. Clouds come back in tonight. Some spotty showers. This is 2 o'clock in the morning on your Saturday. And then we're going to have some areas, these pockets of some heavier rain. At this time, the winds are starting to pick up. But I really don't think the higher winds get here until after 8 or 9 o'clock, after that northwest wind settles in, and that would put the position of the area of low pressure well to our north and east. So we get the wraparound flow coming in from that low. Okay, so this is where we go. Areas of heavy rain. This is 10 o'clock. So at 10 o'clock, this model, this is our in-house model, from New York to Trenton to Philadelphia, Wilmington, just to the east of Baltimore, has a rain-snow line coming in, and that's indicative of the temperatures starting to crash. Still in the mid and upper 30s here in Winslow and Atlantic City and Toms River, so it's still raining. And at this time, the snow is breaking out over Lancaster, Reading, just west of Philadelphia, Allentown. Then that snow tries to push to the east, but notice the colors lighten up a little bit. So this is a lighter blue than it will be, say, at the onset. So that tells me we're only looking at maybe 1 to 3 hours of moderate to heavy snow. Now, here's the issue with that. Today, temperatures around 60 degrees. We're going to carry that all the way into tonight and into tomorrow morning, so the ground is warm. Now, I'm the first guy that'll tell you that's all a myth, right? I mean, in January, in early February, sure, warm ground temperature can be overcome by heavy snow. It happens all the time. Back in January, the blizzard, so many people were saying, oh, the ground is too warm, and I kept telling you, no. This is going to turn into a powerful storm. It's going to be able to overcome those obstacles, so on and so forth. We had a deep area of low pressure slowly moving offshore. A little bit different of a situation here. We are looking at, again, this is called an anafrontal system. So it's reliant on the cold air. How dynamic is it? Well, we don't know that yet. How quickly do the 850 millibar temperatures go from 5 above zero to 10 below zero? Celsius, that is. We're really not going to know that until it happens. But one thing I'm sure of, as that area of low pressure moves up into New England, the precipitation rate is going to lessen. So it's going to be harder to overcome those obstacles. Plus at 2 o'clock, snowing at 2 o'clock on March 12th is completely different than snowing at 2 o'clock on January 12th. Why? Well, the sun angle is higher. So March climatology certainly does have a hand here. That doesn't mean that we can't get some minor accumulations in South Jersey. I think it's possible. More likely around the Philly metro area and then to the north and west of there, okay? So let's go a step further here and look at model snowfall. Now, I've adjusted this. Typically speaking, we're looking at a 10-to-1 ratio. You know, for every 1 inch of melted precipitation, you get 10 inches of snow. That's when you're 32 or under. It's going to start snowing with surface temperatures probably in the 34 to 35 degree range. So every snowflake is going to be packed with moisture. And that is not easy to pile up. So I've adjusted it to an 8-to-1 ratio because that makes the most sense to me. So Saturday morning, no snow. But Saturday early afternoon, look what happens. This is at 12 o'clock noon, picking up about 1/4 of an inch in Trenton, almost a ½ inch in Philadelphia, 1 inch in Wilmington, almost 2.5, 2 1/3 rather, in Reading, a little over 2.5 in Lancaster, 3 in Hershey. It still snows for a little while after that, and this model wants to bring in maybe even an inch of snow in Winslow, ½ of an inch in Millville, a little over an inch in Philadelphia. Now, even with this, the model is just showing you what's falling from the sky. So if I were to adjust this further, you get my idea and what the forecast is. So what a model says, what a model outputs is not what I am saying is going to happen. So you have the human forecast and you have the computer forecast, okay? Does that make sense? So this is the map that I put together. If you're in green, some very minor accumulations are possible, but I'm keeping it under 1 inch, okay? So you might get nothing, you might get a ½ of an inch. That's the type of situation that we are in. So this green area is Marlton, Hamilton, Mays Landing, Atlantic City, the courthouse. If you got a ½ of an inch, that would be an amazing accomplishment out of a system like this. Right around I-95, a trace to a couple inches. Now, to be clear here, I think that 1 or 2 inch line is probably just to the west of Philadelphia, with that trace to an inch creeping down into portions of Salem and Gloucester, Camden, Burlington County, northern Wilmington as well. Getting out to Westchester, I think you might be good for 1 or 2 inches. Same thing in Norristown and Doylestown. Then you get west of Chester County into Lancaster. Lancaster County, I have it 2 to 4 inches. And then to the west of there, right on the line, Harrisburg is located, probably over 4 inches of snow. So not a major deal, but it is going to be a major pain in our neck, because it's not going to be a great day. It's going to be a day that you'll want to stay inside, maybe go to a mall, watch a movie. I'm actually going to watch Batman tomorrow, and I can't wait. Now let's look at our potential rainfall here. I think a ½ of an inch to an inch is certainly possible by Saturday afternoon. I mean, this model is going a little bit lighter. This is a change from where it was earlier on, but I think a ½ inch to an inch is obtainable for some of our region. And believe it or not, just the other day, we're technically categorized as in a drought, level 1. We haven't had a whole lot of precipitation this winter season. All right, let's take a look at these surface temperatures. So I'm combining radar and surface temperature just so you can get an idea of what's going on. Clearly no rain out there today. Lots of sunshine beating down on that pavement, on the streets. 58 in Trenton, 58 in Philadelphia. This is 4 o'clock. I think that there will be some of you that get to 60 degrees later on. So tomorrow morning, this is 5:30. We are starting out around 50 degrees in Trenton, in Winslow, in Millville. We have the cloudy skies overhead. That retains a lot of that latent heat. That energy isn't able to radiate through the atmosphere. So our street temperatures are still in the upper 40s or lower 50s. Then by the morning, late morning, we have heavier rain moving in. Oh, shut up, Siri. 36 in Winslow, 36 in Millville. Street temperatures lag. You're not automatically going to be bringing those temperatures down to 36 degrees, okay? It takes a couple hours of heavy precipitation to bring the numbers down. And I think it's going to be a case where the precipitation outruns how quickly we're able to cool the streets off, right? So that's why I think most of the accumulating snow is going to be on grassy surfaces and on porches and cars and whatnot. 10 o'clock in the morning, here's your rain snow line coming through Philly. Notice kind of wobbling either side of the freezing point in Trenton, Philadelphia, Wilmington, snowing in the upper 20s in Allentown. Your rates of snow and your ratios are going to be a little bit higher here. So if it's snowing heavily at 28 degrees, that is why I'm expecting 3, 4, 5, 6 inches of snow well to the west of Philadelphia. But Philly, southeast, much warmer temperatures. As the snow comes in, yeah, we get down to around 30, 31 degrees. But at this point, you might end up with an hour or two of moderate to heavy snow. That's not going to be enough to amount to a whole lot. Could still be snowing in the early afternoon, but this is light snow. And light snow is not going to get us to the point where it's piling up rapidly, okay? Then by Saturday night, it just turns frigid. We're down into the teens, and the winds are going to be an issue. Just not a nice situation to be in. So let's talk about those winds. Not extreme, but we will be looking at gusts 40 to 50 miles an hour, I think, okay? So initially, later this afternoon, the winds pick up a little bit. Overnight, they pick up. Notice the direction out of the southeast tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning. 10 o'clock in the morning, front is basically working through. Winds shift out of the north-northwest. So this supplies us with the colder air, and we are certainly going to be watching those temperatures taking a tumble. So we start off around 50 at 5 a.m., and then by noon, we're down into the 30s. So it's a significant step back, and look at all the oranges and yellows popping up. Winds around 35 to 40 miles an hour. There could be some isolated pockets above 40 to around 50 miles an hour, and this is going to continue into your Sunday night. So we've got all that out ahead of us, okay? Getting up to around 60 degrees this afternoon, partly cloudy skies, a really nice day, south to southeast winds at about 5 miles an hour. Going into tonight, the clouds are here. The rain gets here overnight, 2, 3 o'clock, some light showers possible. And then by daybreak tomorrow, that's when some of those areas of heavier rain get here. On Saturday, 50 mainland, 48 at the beaches, and now you're scratching your head. I thought it's going to snow. Well, it will snow. This is just taking your actual high temperature, which is going to occur in the middle of the night. Your afternoon temperatures are going to be much colder. So it's overcast with rain, late morning or early afternoon snow. That transition is going to happen first right along the Delaware River, and then later down to Hamilton and down into the Atlantic and Cape May County region. And then on Sunday, we are just much colder. But we've got this to look forward to. This is our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook when temperatures running about 10 to 15 degrees above normal. The entire lower 48 is going to be in good company here with not much cold available at all. The Pacific Northwest may be slightly below average, but it looks like for the next couple of weeks, we are going to see temperatures consistently much warmer. So here's your 7-day forecast. I got us at 38, mainly clear, blustery on Sunday, 57 on Monday, and then it's into the low and mid and even upper 60s for much of next week. So as soon as we get through tomorrow, I mean, there's a little bump in the road on Sunday with being cold, but better weather ahead for sure. I mean, I have no doubt about that whatsoever. Next week is going to be much nicer. So that is what we are looking at. Let me go right back to my comments and see if I missed anything. Gig says it won't be a fun day at the funny farm. I know they are not going to be very pleased with me. Lori's probably upset with me as well. Teresa says, I love Batman. Well, that's good. I will think about you and your birthday as I am watching that movie. It's like 3 hours long, I think. What a great day for a mud sale in Lancaster County, right? Clocks forward tomorrow. Yes, we lose an hour of sleep unless you want to be lazy and sleep in on Sunday morning. Then you don't lose anything. But the sun will be going down after 7 o'clock on Sunday. Isn't that a wonderful thing combined with the temperatures coming up next week? All right, so stay tuned throughout the day. I'll have updates. Meteorologist Bobby Clark will be in for me tonight at 11. He'll be here all weekend long. I really don't anticipate working this weekend because I'm not expecting it to be a major deal, but I might pop in a time or two just to check up on things and post a radar image or whatnot. So just to summarize it all, some very minor accumulations are possible, most of it towards Philadelphia, and even at that, that's going to be in the lower end. Anafrontal snow situations are very hard to come by. I will keep an eye on data as it comes in this afternoon. And actually, let's see if the HRRR is out for the 12Z run. See if that has changed any. Okay, it's only 2 hours in, but I'll check that later on. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you can also download my app, the Norcast Weather app, available in your Apple and Android store. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk soon.